Yo le gang, donc on se retrouve pour une nouvelle vidéo. Donc là on est, c'est le jour même de la mise à jour donc de la 1.5. Je vais vous montrer, voilà, on a la théière et on a surtout donc la possibilité de faire le housing, etc. Donc là moi ce que je vais faire, je vais faire plusieurs vidéos, hein. Là pour l'instant on va faire la vidéo donc vision étrange et âme volée. Si je dis pas de conneries, en fait c'est la quête en fait de Zhongli. Enfin je l'appelle quête de Zhongli parce que bah voilà il y a Zhongli. Et si je dis pas de conneries, ça va nous débloquer le nouveau world boss. Et donc voilà. Donc c'est un peu la deuxième quête de personnage de Zhongli. On va se faire ça sans plus attendre. Et ensuite vous aurez une autre vidéo donc sur le housing. Voilà. Comme d'habitude, hein, vu que c'est une quête on va dire de personnage, je vais me mute. Mais pour celle-ci je vais essayer d'aller un peu plus rapidement possible parce qu'on m'a dit qu'elle était pas ouf. Donc voilà. Aussi pour vous dire, j'ai pool une fais. Bon, vu que c'était des petits pools, hein, c'était une vingtaine de pools, j'ai pas record parce que c'est quoi, c'est 30 secondes de pool, mais allez, on va faire un petit résumé de ce qui s'est passé. Donc j'ai pu pool donc une fais. Moi j'ai un peu max, j'ai mis quelques artefacts, etc. Et j'ai pu quand même avoir sa constellation donc 1, donc pas mal. Et en plus sur donc une vingtaine de pity, j'ai pu avoir donc un nouveau 5 étoiles catching. Vraiment pas mal parce que ça me permet d'avoir la garantie maintenant sur la bannière événementielle. Et là ces temps-ci j'ai vraiment extrêmement beaucoup de chance parce que j'ai eu 10 lucs donc sur la perma à même pas 40 de pity, donc ce qui est assez quand même rare, hein, voilà. J'ai eu une Jean et une Tarta, une Jean à 20 de pity et Tarta à même pas 10 de pity. Et en plus de ça, vu que c'était donc sur la bannière de Tarta, j'ai pu avoir Rosalia quand même C2, hein, ce qui est pas rien, sur une vingtaine de poules. À un moment donné, j'ai enchaîné les 4 étoiles tous les 2 poules, pour vous dire. Donc là, vraiment, on va dire cool, hein, parce que j'ai pu avoir justement un 4 étoiles et un nouveau 5 étoiles sur pas beaucoup de poules. Donc moi je vous laisse sur ça, je me mute comme d'habitude, je vais augmenter le son. Hop, hop. Clac, clac, clac. Et donc je vais aller un peu plus vite pour cette quête de personnage. Et donc je vous dis voilà, profitez.
Hey, are you Uncle Di?
I am indeed. Ah, now then.
Huh? How could you tell?
By the clothes on your back and the
Right again. You're pretty perceptive.
In this trade, you need a sharp eye for people, not just... Alright, my assistant should be arriving soon, so let's just wait.
Woo woo. That's why we're here.
Well, to tell you the truth, this is a...
So there is someone. Do you think we're not up to the job?
It just occurred to me that you don't have all the facts. Last time I checked, besides, this guy's the best in his... I'd go as far to say that there's not a soul...
You're a fool if you think you found...
Oh? And why am I...
Because Tevet's #1 rock expert happens to be a... Ha! Didn't Paimon bets Zhongli is listening to...
Add as
What should I try this time?
In our last tale,
Zhongli, there you are!
Oh. Here for a few tales? I didn't know you two were connoisseurs.
Oh, no, we're here for you! Do you have time?
Ah, something I'm rarely short of.
We need someone who understands geology and ore!
Someone who understands geology and ore.
Ugh. Take a look around. Is there anyone in Teyvat more qualified? The requester claims to have enlisted Teyvat's #1 rock expert, but Paimon doesn't believe a word of it. Nobody understands rocks better than you.
You appear to have taken his claim quite personally on my behalf.
Oh, no. It's just... Uncle Dai doesn't know what he's talking about. Paimon just wants to enlighten him.
I see. Well then, it will be my pleasure to accompany you.
Really?
But I should inform you that despite my expertise, I cannot necessarily claim to be a leading authority. We are at all times adrift in a sea of learning. New knowledge should be welcomed with open arms. Still, I imagine I will be of help to you in this endeavor. If we do encounter an expert, I look forward to broadening my own understandings.
Stop being so modest, Zhongli. Well, we got him. Let's head back to Uncle Dai.
Come and see this rare.
Uncle Dai, we're back!
Oh, and this...
Yep. Paimon doesn't know who your rock expert is.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still,
Uh-huh, so you say. Wait till my guy gets here. It's no use me singing his praises.
Is this the place?
Aha! Speak of the devil. Allow me to Young Kun, these are 2 adventurers assigned to us. Longsheng Funeral Parlor's consultant. Mr. Zhongli. I've heard about you.
I'm sure I recognize you. Have we met at the parlor? Wait, I've never been to the parlor.
Uncle Dai, aren't you gonna test them?
Huh? I wouldn't know where to start.
Then they can figure out a way to test each other. If Zhongli wins, he's the assistant.
A contest? Why, it would be my pleasure.
I admire your enthusiasm, good sir.
I must say, you certainly have the look of an industry expert about you. It'll be interesting to see which one of us wins.
Stop talking the talk and start walking the walk.
I'm just saying it like I see it. Which is, incidentally, the only skill I have worth talking about.
So you're an appraiser, Mr. Kunjun.
Well, no. Actually, I've already forgotten what I'm in Liyue Harbor for. I was standing by the side of the road one day when Uncle Dai, he saw me holding a rock and asked me a few questions. He seemed incredibly excited, even followed me for a while.
Huh? How could you forget something like that?
I saw him on my way over to Liyue Harbor, poring over rocks and muttering to himself. He looked to be very familiar with them. I asked him a few questions out of curiosity. To my surprise, he knew more than me, an old mining foreman. In any case...
So, do you have a portman?
Not exactly. Anyway, if it's rocks you need help with, I can most... Mr. Zhongli, what do you make of this rock?
A glossy exterior, with a fissure that could only have been left in the wake of a volcanic eruption.
Ah, a keen eye.
It's no ordinary rough gem. Fragile surface layer, black vein...
Remarkable! This rock does indeed hail from the vicinity of a volcano. I came across it in a market and snapped it straight up. The seller thought it was some leftover industrial remnant. Purity and geological rarity alone aren't enough to make a treasure. Some of them, in the moment of its formation, the crystal hidden within this stone shell captured a pocket of water. For water to be hidden in its depths, like a moon...
Such a detailed description. Say, you're not trying to hoodwink us, are you?
Everything he said is true. Most crystals are born in high-temperature environments. Heat and water aren't natural bedfellows, of course, which is why crystals with water deposits are so sought after. Moreover,
Well, if Zhongli says so, it must be true.
I've yet to encounter anyone with a judgment as shrewd as yours, Mr. Zhongli. How did you know exactly what...
I've seen many such stones in my time. I recognized it immediately.
Of course not. I feel I've met a kindred spirit here today. Uncle Dai, it would be a mistake for Mr. Zhongli not to join us. Trust me when I say that his level of
Very well. There is strength in numbers, after all. Everyone, follow me to the chasm.
Whoa.
This is where the incident occurred. 6 days ago, a group of us left the site to attend to... I led a team around the entire mine, but found no trace.
So 4 miners.
Yes, there were 10 of us. We lost long, bold...
Workers in this trade are usually young men in the prime of their lives.
Unlikely. There's no other lodging for
Huh. Such a...
Underground, overground. We left no stone unturned. We tried it.
We'll need to explore the site ourselves.
Very well. I'll wait here.
So strange. How could the 4 of them just suddenly disappear? Did they run away from something? Over here! What's a pile of shirts, some trousers?
Huh. A few everyday items.
1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. That seems right. These must be spares, right? Look,
The 4 of them have been gone for 6 days without a change of clothes.
there's also a few handkerchiefs and some soap lying around.
Items for washing one's face before the dawn shift.
So, they didn't take any supply.
Correct. Improbable. There are 4 pickaxes missing. It seems likely they left with the tools of their trade. They had time to take their tools, but not their everyday items?
Huh. Why would someone set off with their...
1, they were working close by and didn't need to move their personal effects. But seeing as they've yet to return, or 2, they were forced to leave and had no time to think.
Oh.
It's certainly a possibility.
If they didn't leave, maybe they... Let's look around first and see if we can find any clues. Kunjun,
Oh, right on time.
Did you find anything?
There's a chunk of ore here. Perhaps there are...
or what is it?
Let's find out. I'll give it a try. Okay.
Looks like he's concentrating really hard.
I see. 4...
A child? What's a child?
I'm not sure.
Also, how did you see anything exactly?
Oh, I don't mean see in the traditional sense. I would appreciate it if what I'm about to... I can perceive the memories of ore.
Huh?
Perceive? So there's no conjecture?
You mean you can put your hand on a...
I've always sensed that ore contains memories. Sometimes it records events that occur in the surrounding area. All I have to do is...
Amazing! So...
It depends on the ore. Some ores have astounding memories. Others, like iron ore and white iron ore, our core lapis and crystal memories are much stronger. They record...
Stone seeing. Fascinating. A rare ability.
I'm glad I can be of assistance. Based on what I saw...
This will take us north, away from the mine.
North. Another clue?
Excuse me, sir.
Ah, yes. You must be here about the disappearance. I don't know what happened. The weather was gloomy that day. I stayed behind with the other 4. After a while, I decided to take a break. I ended up falling asleep in the shelter inside. Maybe...
So the men that were out working disappeared. Perhaps an accident occurred on...
What is an on-site accident? We found some clues. Time to report back to Uncle Di.
You're back. How are...
We found 3 clues in the... First, there are 4 missing pickaxes. Yet every day I...
Forced to? But who...
Who indeed? Second, there were 5 workers at the mine. Those who kept working all disappeared. The one who left early emerged...
Now that you mention it, I recall Bravo saying that could someone have entered the site and simply walked...
This leads me to my third point. Mr. Kun-jun here made good use of his, expert techniques to arrive at a conclusion.
A child? But there are no settlements here for miles...
Unlikely as it sounds, that's our...
Where did they go?
We believe that they followed the road north. Oh,
North. Right. I'll rally my men and head in pursuit. You've been invaluable to the investigation, but leave the...
not so fast. The incident occurred 6 days ago.
You're right. New plan. There are only a few settlements around here with lodging for the night. Well, in the meantime, you could keep looking for clues. If we don't see each other...
Agreed.
All right. Me and my men will get going.
So, they're gonna talk to the people over at the settlement.
Correct.
But there aren't any more clues at the mine. Shouldn't we...
Wait. I believe we're missing someone.
Huh? Oh yeah! Where's Kunjun? Paimon and Betsy's still investigating. Kunjun, what are you searching for? We're on...
Apologies. I'm conducting a quick search for my own benefit. I'm looking...
Dragonfall. Dragonfall is often used in forging.
I'm sorry. I don't recall why I'm seeking it. In fact, I've been feeling extremely anxious. As if there's something I've forgotten to...
Oh, Paimon knows that feeling. When you know you've...
I don't even know where to start with it. I've been aimlessly wandering. It sounded so familiar to me. As if whatever it was, perhaps if I can retrieve some, I'll remember what it is.
I see. If I am able...
Really? Oh,
Think nothing of it.
Shouldn't we get going?
Heading north from the chasm, we'll reach Lingju Pass. If this is indeed the path they chose...
Great! Let's have a look. Wait! There are tracks here! These must have been left by the miners!
Let us make our way to the end of Lingju Pass. If there are no foot... It would appear that they made their way through Ling.
If we follow their footprints, we Oh no! The footprints end here!
We should inquire with anyone nearby. If the miners came through here, they may well have seen them.
Rain outlines your judgment. You can't run. Back off. Yeah. Judgment.
Verdict is... my flame has been extinguished.
Lights out. Back off. No, my sword. Yeah.
Hello! Have you...
Stop off.
Jeez, whatever. Hi there! Have you seen...
A miner.
It must have been about 4 or 5 days ago. There were a few men who...
Yeah, that's them!
4 or 5 days ago. It appears that they were moving slower than we'd anticipated.
It was so strange. 4 big guys with lifeless expressions. It was like the...
Huh.
I caught a glimpse. Blue hair, short. I think...
And they took this road?
Yes, they followed it straight...
Let's go after them! More footprints. There's a person over there!
Help! Please save me!
Is that one of the people we're looking for? Oh, rescue first! Ask questions later.
You can't run! Witness the power! Yeah! No, my sword! Judgment! You can't run!
Those monsters were so aggressive. They must have noticed me walking through. My name is Wanyu. I belong to Liyue's Shengyu Hall.
Huh?
A miner?
Yeah, we're looking for a... Really?
Yes. I set off from Nantianmen the day before yesterday, heading for Lingju Pass. About halfway, I was in a hurry. I didn't get a good look. I'm afraid I'm not even sure what...
I think that's all we needed to hear. Thank you.
I hope it's useful to you. I'd better get going. There's a conference I need to attend.
According to this scholar, the miners were heading for Nantianmen.
Can we be absolutely sure?
A child with a group of adults. Sounds pretty close. But
Hey, perhaps that rock over there can tell us more.
Aha!
It looks promising. I'll do my best. It's the same group all...
Mr. Kunjun.
I suppose it is an asset, though I rarely find a use for it. But
It's a good thing we brought our Kunjun.
you think so? It feels like we're cracking a criminal.
Be that as it may, we would do 4 fully grown men in a trance-like state.
Oh, you're quite right.
That's not all. Our scholar was attacked by Geovishap hatchlings. But the level of aggression... We have encountered many clues along the way. The miners headed in the direction of Nantianmen the day before.
Great! No
I left a mark in the vicinity just now.
clever thinking. Hey! Over here on the ground! Is this one of the...
There's a basket lying here, too.
Hey!
Judging by his appearance,
Should we wake him up?
I can...
Sounds like he's whispering something.
it seems that he thinks he still has work to... There's a camp nearby.
How is he? He won't...
He's worked himself into a stupor. Thankfully, he's not in serious...
Hyman heard him talking about digging for...
It's certainly a possibility.
It looks like there's something in his pocket. Are these ore fragments? I just witnessed the memories within these ore fragments. This person brought these fragments...
How he came to be here...
So he was kidnapped. But if they didn't need him, what?
Unless something happened. Something that led...
Hyman's had enough.
Oh, wait a moment. Seeing these fragments has jogged my...
What is it? Ooh, it's...
Something for us?
As I mentioned, before I met Uncle Dai, I was in a daze. After setting out with you on this case, it feels like a fog. I was so happy when Uncle Dai enlisted you to help. I would never have managed to track down these clues by myself. These are some crystals that I bought from the market. Not any old crystals, mind you. This purity is
It's beautiful. Oh, and the colors too.
But of course, take it. And this one is for Mr. Zhongli. Huh? Is something wrong? Not...
On the contrary. I just hadn't anticipated receipt, but thank you.
I'm pleased you like them. It's nice to be able... Oh, I see more rocks over there. You should all get some rest. I'm going to scan the...
You sure like rocks, huh, Kunjun?
Ores are the crystals of the earth, the sediment of time itself. I feel at peace among them. Get some rest and call me when you're ready to set off. I won't...
Rest easy. I surveyed the... Oh, however, there...
Huh? What's with the seriousness?
Traveler. Does dragon...
You mean the ore that Kunjun's looking for?
Dragonfall is an incredibly rare ore used in forging. The majority of regular crystals are formed in...
Elemental reactions can produce material objects?
Indeed they can. However, only a minority... Dragonfall first emerged in the midst of a great battle, thousands of years ago. Powerful clashes of elemental energy gave birth to elemental crystals. When the fighting... And yet they are crystal creations all the same. Few and far between, relatively unknown. A few hundred years ago, they were virtually mined into obscurity. Why is it then that a citizen of Liyue now wishes to strike upon ore that has long since vanished from the earth?
Yeah, if he knows of its existence, surely he knows all of it's already been mined. Weird. Paimon doesn't get it.
There are those in the mining trade who retain a keen interest in Dragonfall. But for someone like Mr. Kunjun, whose motive...
Ulterior motive?
A conclusion that is presently impossible to reach. Don't forget, rescuing those miners is the primary objective. We're drawing closer to our goal. I believe we should continue when you're well rested. Call Mr. Kunjun over. We should ensure this miner is settled here at the camp. Once we've brought this matter to a close, we can return and attend to him.
Rain outlines your fate.
No problem. I'm done here.
Any results, Mr. Kunjun?
There are many beautiful rocks here, but nothing out of the ordinary. Then again, the memories of ore can shift with the passage of time and the changing of the environment. Difficult to say. I feel that ore memories tend to be from the recent past.
So there's never any ancient memories?
Rocks endure, but as eons pass, their memories are erased. Those memories that survive are rooted in powerful...
That makes sense. It is the same for people.
Indeed. Let's keep... Wow.
And there's so many mysterious-looking crystals up there, too. Amazing!
This ancient tree. Let's conduct separate investigations. I'll take that area. Perhaps you... All right, then.
Kunjun, can you see anything worth investigating?
Well, there is this stone tablet.
Doesn't seem very interesting.
Huh. It's worth a try, surely. Let me see. Oh! This is...
Hey, what's wrong?
just a bit lightheaded. It's not... not yet.
Whatever. Paimon's going to investigate over there. Why don't you... If you don't try, you won't know. Anyway, you'll be able to get a good look at our surroundings from up there. When has Paimon ever come up with... Wait a minute. Paimon can fly.
All of you, come here.
Huh? Zhongli's voice came quick. Let's go see.
This has been newly dug.
Is that a voice coming from the tunnel?
Compose yourselves. There is an unusual presence emanating from inside the tunnel. Listen.
The missing miners are here. What are they digging for?
I'm afraid that this whole tunnel is the fruit of their strenuous labor.
That gate. Has it been there all along?
Digging a tunnel to this ancient seal. Had they not been discovered, they would undoubtedly persevere until the gate.
So behind the seal bears. What do we do? We can't hurt them. What type of monster is this?
Morax, you arrive at my doorstep of your own volition. Excellent. Taking revenge for sealing me away will be all the easier.
So, the little girl is your power incarnate. But if you recall, Ishtar, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Waste not your words. Your life is mine.
Witness the power of Nouveau. No, my sword! You can't run!
Order guide you.
Is once not enough? You would forsake me again?
If that is what you choose to believe, so be it. He who bears the weight of memory is destined to shoulder the burden of truth, as it ought to be.
Gather!
Judgment! Shiver! Ring cutter!
Stabilize!
You can't run!
Time for retribution!
Yeah! To ashes!
Stabilize! I will have order!
Morax! You think you can destroy me?
Solidify!
Judgment!
Solidify!
You can't run! Take this!
Verdict is
Lights out! Witness the power of gold!
Crumble!
No, my sword!
Order guide you!
Judgment! You can't run!
No, it won't. Morax, 1,000 years after you sealed me underground, you return for the second.
You should call it by its name, Ishtar. Fate.
Fate? Fate? So here lies the wisdom of the gods. Destroy all deemed redundant. Enlist tyrants to ravage the wilderness.
No. You have forgotten.
That voice!
Ejdaha.
Huh? Kunjun?
Morax. It's been a while.
You're...
Ejdaha. The very same.
During the battle, you imbued us with your power.
Yes. It was all I could manage. Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler. There were things that only became clear to me upon reaching this tree. Allow me to elaborate. I am not Ejdaha the whole, but a fragment. Heaven and earth, yin and yang, opposing forces. You can consider the existence of me and the Ejdaha you see there to be a reflection of such polarities.
So there are two Ashdahs?
No, it can't be. That's impossible.
When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. With this new identity, you were able to vent about the forces that suppressed you. But would anyone listen? Would they even care? That's when it occurred to you. The loosening of the seal constituted an opportunity to strike back. Kidnapping the miners was all in aid of digging to the entrance to the seal itself.
The audacity! Are you insane? If you truly are a part of me...
I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. Too weak to reincarnate, but strong enough to possess a human body. I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember who I was. Only the past would elicit a reaction from me. But my aim was clear. Find Morax, and aid him in stopping you.
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall. Had your power been but a little stronger, I would have recognized you.
Don't blame yourself. I have changed beyond all recognition. Only when I touched the stone tablet. It's been so long. A secret beyond all comprehension of youthful humanity and ancient dragonkind.
There would be no harm in it. The decision is yours.
You haven't changed. Then allow me. Ejdaha was once a friend and ally of the Geo-Archon Morax, with a lifespan far exceeding that of mankind. However, the memories of rocks do not last long. Those memories that survive are rooted in powerful emotion. But as time passes, so these memories fade into obscurity. Erosion ground Ejdaha's consciousness into oblivion. Slowly, he forgot the face of his old friend, and his memories of defending Liyue Harbor disintegrated. Ejdaha, now incomplete, became irascible, aggressive.
What would you expect? It was humanity that attacked the ley lines that sustained me.
This much is true, which is why you attacked the chasm, why you waged war against Morax. In the beginning, in order to open up new territory and increase production, the citizens of Liyue came to the mountains to mine. Overexploitation caused the ley lines to quake, which brought untold suffering to us. Erosion made us even more savage. No matter how we struggled, we lost the ability to coexist with humanity. We lost all reason. Morax shared with us some of his power to prevent further erosion, but it was futile. Everything returns to dust. It is the natural order, an unstoppable force. And so, we became you. And from your will, I emerged. I am your final contract. Witness the promise between Ajdaha and Morax. You can hate me, but you cannot deny me.
No! No!
I am the remnants of Ajdaha's benevolence, the echo of a contract set in stone. I harbor a willingness to go further, a willingness to coexist peacefully with mankind.
No, no! It is I, Ajdaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories of the earth, older than the mountains and the oceans that decides. I will not swear allegiance to this insect.
Morax is not an insect.
A lord over insects is nothing but an insect in turn.
You forgot yourself. Nobody held Morax in higher regard than you or I. That which you have forgotten, I hold here in my heart. If you are the memory of the Earth, then I am the memory of coexistence. Of coexistence with humanity. All powers under heaven, rise and fall of land and sea.
A star appears within the wild. A sun ascends as bright as jade. Strange. What is this feeling? And all this?
You are spent, and I will soon disappear. Before I do, heed these words. In the wilderness, snow falls on a spring day. In an instant, it will melt. Even where it is fleeting and leaves no trace. Even where it will never fall again.
No! That isn't true! I don't accept this as fate!
Perhaps it isn't, but it remains an inevitable misfortune.
More axe!
The little girl vanished!
Are you satisfied, Ajdaha?
I had to make amends. Satisfaction had no part in it. So, Morax, you call yourself Zhongli these days?
I do.
Well, I'm afraid old habits die hard. To me, you're Morax.
As you please.
I never did forget your gift of sight.
I hardly lifted a finger. Think nothing of it.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a blind dragon, searching for the sun. A pair of eyes, from Morax to Ajdaha. This, I will remember this.
Your power is nearly spent.
Ah, perceptive as always, my friend.
Shall we get going, you and I?
Surely the pressing matter is still that of the miners trapped outside the seal.
Indeed. Hence the need to get going. to fix the damage left in your wake.
Straight down to business as always. Let's go.
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners!
So there you are. My men and I found your clues and followed. We found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. Huh?
Nothing. Pay it no mind.
Cave? What happened?
They're exhausted, but not in danger. Don't worry.
Right. Well, thank you, all of you.
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men. I'll be happy to assist all of you in any way I can.
Kunjun, we should be calling you Ezdaha. You're coming back to Liyue Harbor too, right?
Not I. Merely this body. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunjun hails from a family of famous artisans. He too will be famous in time. It would be a shame for someone of his talent to go.
You always did have a great admiration for blacksmiths.
Curious how swords and daggers are blind, yet their creators see so much. Perhaps empathy is mankind's proudest achievement after all.
Ezdaha, I am no longer the Geo-Archon.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen of Liyue.
Even you met such a fate. Let's get the difficult part out of the way. I cannot guarantee that I won't be awoken a second time.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare itself to face you.
And how will Liyue fare without Rex Lapis?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god. I ought to be here to witness their rise and fall.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence. Yet, even this is temporary. When you reach the end of time, those people, those past and future relationships predetermined by fate.
I do not pretend to match your rhetoric when it comes to the subject of a life long lived. I fear that the life of an elemental being is longer than any in this world.
Were it not so, you would have killed me long ago, and would not be having to face me again now.
You've brought a smile to my face. When all is said and done, a reunion between old friends is an auspicious occasion.
That day in the chasm, did you hesitate?
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and was for a time a god of the people of Liyue.
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness. You came to me not as an assassin, and so I was willingly sealed away.
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the earth and shake the heavens. With your abilities, even at my full strength, I struggled to confront you, let alone seal you away.
Hence my inception. Do not forget that I was there with Liyue's founder. The face may have changed, but the content of the contract remains intact. Old friend, god of contracts. I hereby honor our agreement.
Thank you, Ezdaha.
My life is at an end. I will join the eternal flow of time, And you, Morax, you will live for many a day to come.
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes. Don't be alarmed. He's only asleep.
Whoa. That was so weird. It was like he suddenly became another person.
In fact, we have yet to meet the real Kunjun. He was. Centuries may have passed since then, but events from 1,000 years ago remain crystal clear in my mind.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azhdaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes. Quicker than words could tell, lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Azhdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail down the length and breadth of the mine. Finally, I brought him down and sealed him underground. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Azhdaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, he wanted to use it to find me. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me, towards Liyue, towards life above ground. He was willing to be sealed away, but as the erosion set in, even I cannot avoid it. But there is something I understand better than most. When the door opens, it is time to leave. The greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. The millennia may come and go, but even a stone may tire. Personally sealing away an old friend. This is just one form of erosion I have endured. People abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. Perhaps this is the erosion imposed on me by the natural order of this world. But I was a god of mankind. My identity may change, but my eyes will bear witness to the history of humanity.
You still care a lot about Liyue.
Call it part of my duty. I must thank you both.
No worries.
Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah. Paimon nearly forgot. So, not long ago, we met a guy called Dane. He told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were connected to the person. Zhongli, you're a god. You've lived through thousands of years of history. Surely you experienced the incident?
I cannot say.
Why? You can't even give us a thread of information? This is so important to us.
I understand. But I must apologize. This is my contract.
You mean another past grievance? Like the incident with Ejdah? Too painful to talk about?
It was signed before it all began. I have always honored the contract. And kept my silence.
How can you be like that?
You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you. But as the god of...
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of this world continues to grow. There are many events of ages past. Many secrets that lie hidden. They have been eroded by time. Forgotten by the people. Abandoned. But you are capable of finding them and bringing them into the light. Those who come to witness will witness. Those who are born to remember will remember. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more difficulties ahead. But as long as you firmly believe that you are on the right path, everything has meaning.